Hi, everybody, and welcome back. So, this is the beginning of a series looking at all the points and miles issuers, as well as a sort of side quest at the end looking at Bank of America and US Bank, now that US Bank has announced the Smartly Rewards program and how they're going to be instituting their competition to Bank of America's preferred rewards. Once we get a better sense of that in the next week or so, hopefully I'll get someone on who's familiar with both US Bank and Bank of America and has sort of looked at this in depth and get their perspective on it, just because these are not systems that I'm uniquely aware of or familiar with, and it wouldn't be fair to just kind of posit beyond the basics. So hopefully I'll be able to get a creator on to do a deep dive into US Bank and Bank of America. But in the meantime, we're going to talk about Chase. We're going to talk about Citi. We're going to talk about American Express, Wells Fargo, Bilt, and Capital One. So we're going to do a check-in on those issuers sort of for the year and what quarter four could look like and what next year could also hold for these issuers. So we're going to start this with Wells Fargo. It is the system that I am the most familiar with, and I'm Mr. Wells Fargo around here, and it's my channel. So there we go. But Wells Fargo has to easily be the most improved issuer overall. They started the year with no transfer partners. They've got transfer partners. They started the year with no mid-tier travel credit card. They've got a mid-tier travel credit card. They have re-entered the business credit card space. They have also just introduced a lifestyle card that is really, really interesting. So for all of that, Wells Fargo has to be the most improved issuer in terms of the points and miles space. They're brand new into the game. They are shaking things up with your ability to earn points and miles, and they've got a strong foundation for their transfer partners. Now, everybody tells you about how weak the transfer partner pool is, but they have the same transfer partners as a lot of the big guns, just not that name, just not that one partner that really draws you in. Chase has Hyatt. American Express, Delta isn't a strong transfer partner with American Express, transfer option with American Express, but Delta is synonymous with American Express. Like, there's that brand loyalty. American Express also has Hilton for 1-to-2 transfer ratios. So like, nobody talks about Qantas in the same vein that they talk about Delta with American Express, right? So like, Delta is the draw. Wells doesn't have that yet. If things go really south with Citi, there's a possibility Wells could jump in and try and grab the American Airlines partnership, but a lot has to happen and a lot has to go wrong for Citi for that to be a possibility. So for right now, that's not happening, right? But Wells got transfer partners that Bilt has. Wells got transfer partners that American Express has. Wells has transfer partners that Citi has. Wells has transfer partners that Chase has, because Flying Blue and British Airways Avios are partnered with everybody, right? So they got those basics. Not getting those absolute basics would have been terrible. Now, the list has to grow. I'm not going to argue the list doesn't have to grow, but the list as it is right now could be a lot worse. So you've got British Airways, and with it, Iberia and Aer Lingus. You've got KLM Flying Blue. You've got Avianca. You've got Choice as a 1-to-2 hotel transfer partner. They also recently added Virgin, both Virgin Red and Virgin Flying Club. So all of that is solid. Would I like to see more hotel partners? Yes. Would I like to see more airline partners? Yes. Air Canada makes a lot of sense. Singapore would make a fair amount of sense on the Star Alliance side. ANA would be amazing. On SkyTeam, they've already gotten Virgin and KLM. If they somehow landed Korean Air as a transfer partner, that would be awesome. I'm looking for something unique from Wells Fargo. I'm looking also for hopefully like that big name. Now, also getting JetBlue would be great. Etihad, Emirates would also be solid. Royal Morocco Airways, another One World partner. That would be cool. Japan Airlines would be another great One World partner to add. So there's a couple of different avenues that they can go. Now that SAS is part of SkyTeam, SAS would be another nice way to add more to their transfer partner list. So they've got options to add. On the hotel front, adding IHG would be great. I think IHG might be the next most likely that they could grab. Marriott would also be excellent, but I don't necessarily see it. So let's talk about the cards a little bit. They've added the Signify Business Cash, which is a 2% catch-all business card. That's awesome. Yes, it has foreign transaction fees. That's not awesome. Yes, it has a terrible priority pass. That's not awesome. But a 2% catch-all with a relatively strong welcome offer, because you get 50,000 points or $500 on $5,000 spent in the first 3 months of holding the card. It's off from the Ink Unlimited welcome offer, and the elevated Ink Unlimited offer would be 99,000 points. With this one, you're just going to get 60,000 points, so that's not great, but it's a nice place to start. And I'm sure if they elevate the offer, that would also be very helpful going forward. But I want to say Signify Cash has had a pretty strong start to its life as a no annual fee 2% business card. You've got the Wells Fargo Attune, which is a weird like lifestyle card that covers a lot of categories at 4%. So you get bookstores, Amazon, Barnes and Noble. You get a number of other options, all at 4%. Sports and entertainment, sports and recreation, gyms, salons, spas, all of that will code 4% as long as the merchant codes at 4%. It's a stupid way that they present the 4%, but it is there. You just have to know how to look for it, and that perception does not help Wells Fargo. But your points are there. And the Wells Fargo Autograph Journey, a solid $95 annual fee mid-tier travel credit card, $50 airline credit, which is super easy to use. You'll have 5 times points earning on hotels, 4 times points earning on airlines, no travel portal necessary. You're going to get 3 times points on travel, 3 times points on dining. The travel's a little restricted. I wish the travel and transit category from the autograph came up to the autograph journey. No big deal. 60,000 point welcome offer. That's kind of the standard at $95. So it's a strong enough card. It's a card that's going to get better over time as they add more transfer partners. But the big card, they still haven't launched yet. We still don't know what Autograph Beyond looks like. And Autograph Beyond, to be successful, either has to be something that is very close to the Capital One Venture X, except a travel credit that isn't inside of a portal, or they have to go after the Sapphire Reserve. Now, given that they went after the Sapphire Preferred pretty hard with better airline and hotel categories, I could see them making an effort to go after the Sapphire Reserve. Now, what does that look like? It's going to be Priority Pass. It's going to be Priority Pass restaurants. It's going to be TSA Global Entry. It's going to be some sort of hotel status would be great. Choice privileges. I wouldn't expect Platinum from Choice Privileges. Well, no, maybe Choice Privilege Platinum. Platinum's not their highest. And if they get another hotel partner, maybe a relatively decent status with that partner would be good. IHG Gold. I mean, IHG Gold isn't great, but it's a status that is part of a $450, $550 annual fee luxury travel credit card. Yeah, you're not going to get the top status, but you're going to get something good, and you'll probably get something more than what the Sapphire Reserve holds, which is a trial membership with Marriott Gold that you can extend by paying for 3 stays. So take with that what you will. But I do think they're going to try and go after the Sapphire Reserve. I don't think they're going to be just looking to be a slightly better Venture X. Now, if they come in somewhere in the middle, that would be even better, because then they could do things like no annual fees for the authorized users and maybe 1 or 2 hotel statuses and a relatively easy to use travel credit or a relatively easy to use dining credit. That would be great, but we'll just have to see. So for 2025, all I see that Wells Fargo needs to do is continue to add to their transfer partner list, get this Beyond card out, and then it's just kind of see what happens, because the only other thing would just be starting to fix their contract with Built in some way, shape, or form. That is going to be a bigger discussion that I'll do on the Built episode, because that is going to require a lot of rethinking. And it's probably going to hurt Built a lot more than it's going to hurt Wells Fargo. But there we go. So that is just a quick overview of where Wells Fargo is at Q4 of 2024, where they've come from, where they might be going. Transfer partners are solid enough. They're going to get better. Now we just have to see what Beyond does. And I think we're going to be in for a good treat. So that's going to do it for this episode. Please check in for the next episode. Not sure which issue I'm going to do, but we're going to be doing all of the points and miles issuers and Bank of America and US Bank when we get more about what Smartly Rewards is going to look like. So if you like what I do, hit the like and subscribe button down below. If you want to support me here on YouTube, consider becoming a channel member. And if you want to support me outside of YouTube, Ko-fi, buy me a coffee, things of that nature, referral links, all in the pinned comment at all times. I thank you for your support if you so choose to do that. But thanks as always for watching. Really appreciate it. And if you want to check me out in another format here on YouTube, there is the Stack Your Points podcast that we record with Call Me Lonnie, RJ from Do You Take Cards, and Tariq from Reek's Rewards. They're all going to be listed in the description down below. But check us out. We record on Monday nights, but we put out the main portion of our show on Wednesdays, our Q&A section on Fridays, a full audio podcast on your podcatcher of choice on Saturday, and Monday is a back to basics segment where we talk about really basic stuff. So that's going to do it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.